I'm Valerie, how are you? So here I am in Barcelona to do our Gaudi live tour. We are in Sagrada Familia. Look at this beauty. So please let me know where are you from, who are you? Because today I am not alone. Today I have a very special surprise for you. To talk about Gaudi, I have a real true Catalan, my friend Xavi.
Hello, hello everyone. How are you doing? Well, it's a pleasure to be with you here right now. We have the best view. We have chosen to start here. This is what I like to call the Taj Mahal Sagrada Familia view. And
Let me show you.
it is really a privilege to have the chance to visit in a day like today the outside of Sagrada Familia, because millions of people visit this monument every day, but you already know everything is quite empty, so we will have the best views of the outside of Sagrada Familia. Please, Sagrada Familia, Sacred Family. There are people who get confused, they keep saying Sangria Familia,
Hey,
something like this. Please just keep in mind, Sagrada Familia, Sacred Family is
Kelly,
the right name.
how are you with your husband? Oh, guys, also I want to tell you, Kelly, that if you want me to send you the list of all the places from last video, please send me an email, because from YouTube I cannot get in contact with you. So my email is hello@picapictour.com. Alicia from Argentina, then we have from Michigan, US.
Wow.
Gloucester, UK watching. Oh, Hungary, wow. Who else? Let me know where are you from, guys. So, we are not alone also, he's Xavi. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, really easy. I started guiding in 2014, and I'm really pleased to be with Valerie because it's my third tour in 6 months, I think. So it's a real pleasure. We're really excited. And I'm an official Catalonia guide, so it's a pleasure to be with you all today, born and raised in Barcelona.
Hello from India, hello Viviana, hey my mom.
By the way, I just seeing a question. If Sagrada Familia works, las obras de la Sagrada Familia han parado completamente. Sagrada Familia works stopped, and that's one of the reasons.
Okay, we are live again. Okay, so guys, yes, as you can see, of course Barcelona is still in progress, but now everything has just stopped. So maybe it's gonna take longer now. Hey Jeff, how are you? Okay.
Okay, shall we start?
Yeah, let me show you my friends also.
Hello.
Andres is from Cordoba, Spain, and we have Begoña
No, really,
from...
I'm Catalan. Sorry.
Oh, you were
I was born.
here.
I was born
Oh,
in
okay.
I think you have a bit of a Catalan accent.
I really feel Catalan. Yes.
And my friend Begoña from Galicia.
Buenas tardes.
Y para los argentinos, una verdadera gallega, no como le dicen a todo el mundo gallego, ella de verdad es una gallega. Okay? So, we're going to start the tour. Voy a... Wait. Wait. Teresa, Angelo, Agnello, I don't know how to pronounce it. Copenhagen. Okay.
Wow.
The connection is not really good, or is it okay? Let me know if you hear us. Is everything is okay so that we can start? Oh, your 6-year-old loves. Thank you so much. Hello from Texas, US. Do you hear us well?
Yeah.
Yes? Everything okay? Sounds okay? Okay, so we have a crazy tour today. We need to go to so many places because we want to show you all Gaudi beautiful creations, and they are not just around the corner, so we need to move fast. And
that's what we're gonna do. Just right now, we're gonna have a look at the outside of Sagrada Familia. Keep in mind, Sagrada Familia 1882, and now we were supposed to finish it in 2026, but God knows when right now, okay? So it's a long time we've been building it, and maybe, Valerie, you can show them once again
Yes.
this incredible building. My question is always, if you have ever seen such a church, because remember, this is a temple, this is a Catholic church, a church in anywhere else in the world, maybe in Alabama, Buenos Aires,
Anybody?
Copenhagen.
Alguien de Buenos Aires que vea una catedral así.
I think the answer is always no, because Sagrada Familia is a unique
Es
temple
única.
in the world. I was talking to Begoña just a second, and she was saying it looks a bit like a sand castle. or sometimes when we are gonna have a look at the details as well, this nativity facade, that's the name of this facade, it might look sometimes even as if we would have wax melting, as if we would have these wax melting down. And just let me tell you in a few words why Sagrada Familia is such a unique temple in the world.
Why?
The first reason is because of this man. Do you
¿Lo
see him?
conocen a este personaje, guys? Do you
Antoni
recognize
Gaudí,
it?
he was some 31 years old when he was commissioned to be the second architect to build a new temple in a new part in town. And he was show us a great
again?
picture.
It
I
stops.
was saying that Gaudí saw when he was here in 1882, he was pretty more my age, 31 years old, and he was the second architect. 1 year after the project started, he took over the project, and he saw that the area was like the middle of nowhere. And look, 1914, more than 35 years of building, Sagrada Familia looked like
wow. Can you imagine? ¿Se pueden imaginar que Barcelona, Sagrada Familia, era así en
1914, 1914,
1914.
and the project had started in 1882. So this picture explains everything. When Gaudí saw that around this church there were shepherds and goats, and they were illiterate, well, the picture just shaded.
Just here.
When Gaudí saw that in this area we had shepherds and goats and they were illiterate, he decided he would just not just take over the project and keep it building like the other architect. He decided to just do one thing. He decided to take the Bible and turn it into architecture. So one of the reasons why Sagrada Familia is so different is because the outside of the church is like a Bible sculpted, like a Bible built in stone.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know what
No
you
sé
think.
si lo entendieron en castellano, pero
Sagrada Familia, la idea de Gaudí era que fuera como una Biblia esculpida en piedra. El exterior sería como un libro que, como los pastores no podían leer, lo entenderían a través de la arquitectura. Yeah, because the
Impresionante.
shepherds were illiterate, so he wanted them to read the stone.
Okay,
And
so-
that's what we're gonna talk about. Because I just think, I don't know what you think, Valerie, but I always have the feeling that should I have been one of these shepherds at the time, I wouldn't have had a clue of what was going on that facade, right? It is a bit intricate, it can be
Even
overwhelming.
nowadays.
So we're gonna have 5-10 minutes to just try to decipher a bit this symbolic of Gaudí.
Okay, so what do we do now? Shall
We
we go
keep
to
walking,
the... Okay, we
and we're
walk
gonna have a look at this symbolism.
with Begonia, Andrés, Xavi.
Yeah, so here we have just people. If you point to the right, look at the elderly
okay.
people. Just that way. This is where they play bocce. Aquí juegan a petanca. Yeah, you can see it's their neighborhood.
Petanca.
It's a middle-class neighborhood, and these people have been seeing how the church has been built for a long time. Yeah, most of them didn't think it would never finish. Maybe you can come this way.
Yes, this is another amazing view of Barcelona, of actually Sagrada Familia. One of the Instagrammer spots.
So really quick, this is what we call the nativity facade, la fachada del nacimiento, the nativity facade. There you go. Yeah, and it is because Gaudí planned 3 facades: the nativity facade, which tells us about the beginning of the life of Jesus, his birth, the beginning of his life. On the other side, we will see briefly the passion facade, about his death, his ascension to heaven, and what we are missing, and we will miss for some years now, because the work stopped, is what we call the facade of the glory of God. But
Luisana.
I think there will be some neighbors who will be happy about this,
Sí,
that the work
quiero
don't
decirlo
take
en
so long.
castellano
Okay.
para que lo escuchen. Tenemos 3 fachadas aquí en la Sagrada Familia. Esta es la Natividad, el Nacimiento. Del otro lado tenemos la Piedad, que pasa a explicarlo
La
ahora,
pasión,
¿no?
la pasión.
Digo, que ¿quieres explicarlo?
La pasión es la pasión de
Muerte.
Cristo, la muerte de Cristo, su
Por un lado el
ascensión al cielo.
nacimiento, por otro lado la muerte.
Y luego tendremos la fachada de la gloria
gloria.
de Dios, que nos habla del final de la Biblia. Otra vez, esta idea de una Biblia simbólica, ¿de acuerdo? And
Pero
I
no
was
está
saying
todavía.
that the neighbors will be happy because we have a block over there that needs to be demolished. So maybe
Oh, wow.
they will need to be evicted, and they were
Mami.
protesting.
Pues.
Ese bloque de pisos en principio tiene que desaparecer para construir la fachada principal. That will be the main facade. We'll go towards that We don't know what's going on now. It's gonna take some time. So just before we keep moving, just a thing. Look at these 4 towers we have here. These were the towers that were built almost to the end by Gaudi himself. He knew he would never finish this church, and he decided to build it in an unusual way. He would build first the 4 towers of the Nativity facade so that when he would die, he had the faith. People would see this structure and they would decide to continue giving money to build it after his death. Because remember, Sagrada Familia, this church, Sagrada Familia, has been built with donations of sinners. It is what we call in the Catholic Church an expiatory temple, so the only money that can be given to just build it are donations of sinners who, in donating money, they will repent their sins. So everything you see, that's one of the other reasons why it's taking such a long time, it's with donations.
Yeah, so you travelers, when you come to Barcelona and you enter to the church, you are contributing to build this church.
There you go. We're gonna keep walking and we're gonna have
Let's go
a look at the
walking.
details of the Nativity facade. Vamos a ver
Come with me.
los detalles de la fachada, unos detalles de la fachada del nacimiento para poder entender realmente que aunque parezca que se trata de algo muy complicado, muy barroco incluso parece, en realidad
detalle, todo
sí que hay una lógica. Gaudí, el arquitecto, tenía una lógica. There's a logic behind everything. We just need to have the knowledge and to decipher the symbols so that to understand this idea of an open Bible, like a book we could read on the facade. That's what we're gonna do now.
I just want to interrupt because people are saying my hair is so awesome. Thank you. I just had my hair cut. Me corté el pelo, así que gracias por todo lo que me están diciendo que me queda lindo. Bueno.
Okay, you can see we have probably some locals, more locals than usually.
Yes, look at this. How many people? Because do you know why we have so much people today? Because Sagrada Familia has just opened to the public during the weekends in August. So that's why we see a lot of people right now.
A lot of people for nowadays. The truth is that usually when I'm guiding tours outside Sagrada Familia, there are hundreds of people waiting to skip the line. Yeah, and the skip the line is always
Someone
a bit
is coming
blocked.
to Barcelona in a week or so. Okay, nice. So hope to see you.
Okay.
Sabri, Tibi,
So
Pao,
we
Flor. Wait a minute. Okay, here we are.
We just left behind us the lake and we are in front of the facade, and here we can start seeing the details. Maybe we can turn around the screen and there you will see. We're gonna get a bit closer. This amount which sometimes can feel overwhelming. This is what we call the Nativity facade, and look at the amount of detail. Es increíble el nivel de detalle de Gaudí. Yeah. So thank you, Valerie, for having the phone. We're gonna point something. It is interesting that this is the Nativity facade. So maybe we can go a bit closer, because in the center you will see that they're like, and
You can put your finger.
I mean over here,
Exactly.
there are angels playing music. Here, just here. This is the Nativity on the Nativity facade. We have a baby Jesus who has just been born. And if you wonder what this line, which looks like maybe a Christmas decoration element
yes,
is,
in the Christmas tree.
well, this is the Star of Bethlehem telling the 3 wise men that Jesus, the Messiah, is about to be born. So where are the 3 wise men? If you go a bit down, Valerie, there you go, the 3 wise men. They are bringing the presents. And on the other side, here, we have the shepherds just
Decimos en castellano.
doing the adoration. So we're gonna say it in Spanish really
Really
quick.
quick.
Lo que tenemos aquí es el nacimiento de Cristo en la fachada del
¿Quieres que
nacimiento.
lo diga yo?
Adelante, Valeria.
Sí, a ver, para si puedes ver que pongo el dedo aquí. Entonces, aquí, eso, si lo puedes tener, genial. Tú ve diciéndole y yo lo voy señalando.
Aquí tenemos, aquí en el centro tenemos a los ángeles que están celebrando el nacimiento de Jesús, están tocando música con distintos instrumentos.
Aquí
Y
está
lo que hay,
Jesús.
aquí está el nacimiento, donde ahora Valeria tiene, aquí exacto, este es el nacimiento. Y la línea que va un poco para arriba Esa es la estrella de Belén dibujada de una manera un poquito extraña, no como la vemos hoy en día. Y la estrella de Belén señalaba el camino de los Reyes Magos. Aquí
están
abajo,
aquí, esto
exacto,
es.
ahí están los Reyes Magos y al otro lado de los Reyes Magos lo que tenemos son los pastores.
Muy
Así
bien.
que realmente la historia se puede leer. We can read the story. Yeah? If you look up, we're gonna see another sequence.
Ah,
Hello everyone. We're gonna see another sequence, which is here. Can you see what looks like teeth? Lo que parecen dientes. This is the coronation of the Mother of God by Jesus. Yeah, and just below, really small. Sorry, I was talking about this. Yeah, and just below, it's quite small, but this is a woman kneeling, and Gabriel telling Mary that she's pregnant. This is the Annunciation. If you look to the right here, we have the baptism. Este es la anunciación y el bautizo de Jesús. And if you look to the what is the left, I would say, a la izquierda, this is the wedding, the marriage between Mary and Joseph. So it's like a sequence: 1, 2, 3, marriage, Annunciation, and baptism. Yeah? You could read it from left to right. And looking up, we have 4 towers dedicated to the apostles. We will have 18 towers till the end.
18 towers. How many do we have now?
Now we have 4 and 4, 8, and some which are being built. So we're looking all the way up, like the towers. We will have 18 towers. 12 dedicated to the apostles, and 4 dedicated to the evangelists, who wrote the Bible. 1 on the right dedicated to Mary, and the one in the center to Jesus. So everything in Gaudi's work is both functional and symbolic. That's an
We
important
need
idea
to
keep.
move on,
Let's
guys.
keep going. We're gonna have a bit of a look at the Passion facade on the way to years old until he died. And at the same time, that's what he called the Cathedral of the Poor, with donations of people. He was working for the richest families in town. Those families who wanted to
Exactly.
let everyone know who were the wealthy people in this Barcelona, which was blossoming because of industrial revolution, the turn of the century, end of the 19th century.
Lo digo en castellano, chicos. Alicia dice, Xavi, sos lo más. Que mientras Gaudí hacía este edificio que estaba hecho a donaciones, a través de donaciones de toda la gente de Barcelona, de los pobres, Gaudí paralelamente estaba haciéndole la casa a la gente más rica de Barcelona, que es a donde nos vamos a ir ahora, pero quiero mostrarles algo.
And look here, aquí tenemos la Torre de María, Mary's Tower, which we are about to finish. And you can see this area is quite different from the one we just saw. Different styles, different times, different parts of the Bible are being told.
So guys, before we get to the other facade, the people is asking what are we doing right now in Barcelona?
We are watching Netflix. We are. What are we doing? I don't know. I'm meditating a lot. I have a lot of time off. I
I'm
need to
playing
say.
the piano, I'm singing. So
Learning new skills. Learning new skills.
Why don't you tell them about your situation in Barcelona?
Yeah, well, basically, at the beginning of February, no, at the end of February, we started to get cancellations for all of the season, and we don't know when everything is gonna be as it used to be. Maybe in 2 years' time, but little by little, we expect to start receiving visitors. So this is how we adapt to new times. This is how we do it.
So guys, in español, in English, if you really want to support us, of course this is a free tour, you can watch it, have fun, but if you really want to support us, please, tips are super welcome in these difficult times we are having. So if you really want to help us from €1 to €1,000,000, you can use
Somewhere in between.
somewhere in between. Yeah, really, from €1 it really helps us, and €1,000 as well. You can send us through PayPal, which is in the description. hola@picapic.es. Thank you so much.
So-
Enjoy the tour.
Hemos cambiado a la otra fachada. Antes hemos hablado de la fachada del nacimiento y la pasión y la gloria. La gloria no está acabada, la pasión sí. This is the passion facade. Look at this. What a change. Oh, does it work? Can we?
Yeah.
Oh, once again, just wait for a sec. This is the passion facade. Really modern, compared to the nativity facade. We have what looks like bones, and we have a really, really appalling, a really, really
This
harsh facade, which tells us about, there you go, and here below as well.
¿No parecen huesos?
Aquí
¿Y aquí
también. So what is the reason behind this massive change between facades? Really easy. Different architects. This was built after Gaudi's death, and the architect who took over with the foundation running the project, they decided to keep with this idea that they would explain the Bible. In this time, they would explain another part of the story, but the architecture should be more modern to connect with the newer generations, and at the same time, it should be more tough. It should be more pointy, so that people would feel the sadness, the tragedy of Jesus being crucified. You can see, by the way, this is the 14 steps to the cross. Just here, just here. This is the Last Supper, and we read
La
like
Última
this,
Cena.
like a reverse S, and like this, and like this. We come to crucifixion and burial. The whole Passion just explained on stone.
So, guys, also, can you tell me which facade you like the most? Because a lot of people say the other one is the best because it's the happiest one, and this one is so sad, and anybody likes it. But please leave me your comments which one
We
do you
will be
like
glad
more. Díganme
to know.
cuál les gusta más, si la anterior o esta, y por qué. Mientras tanto,
La fachada de la pasión.
Andrew, vamos. Vámonos.
Vamos a ir a
Rápido.
cruzar este barrio de Barcelona, que es en el centro de la ciudad, construido a finales del siglo XIX, principios del XX, la Barcelona de la Revolución Industrial, una Barcelona de la burguesía, que estaba haciendo mucho dinero, y vamos a ir a la avenida más importante, más elegante, la avenida del Paseo de Gracia. We're going to cross this expansion of the city neighborhood, and it's just a few blocks after, we're going to get to Barcelona's milestone. It is the Barcelona of the bourgeoisie, the Barcelona of those families who were nouveau riche, who made a lot of money, but they were not old rich. They just wanted to let everyone know. I like to think of them as if they were, I don't know if you have watched The Great Gatsby on East Egg. So like The Great Gatsby wanted everyone to know what incredible parties. And, well, nowadays we could think maybe like the Kardashians. Yeah, so sometimes you think, maybe, wow, what a taste. We're going to see that Gaudi was doing an outstanding job. The reason why they wanted Gaudi it was because he would really make the difference.
Thank you, Chef. We have a tip.
Okay, one more corner. So, just a little thing about this expansion of the city. It looks like very symmetric. And we have Andrew, our driver.
Let me show you. We are going in my neighborhood, Sagrada Familia. We are going to take the car.
We are just taking care no bikes are riding over us. It's a bike lane.
Yeah, I didn't watch. So guys, we are going to go in a car quickly to the next spot, which is Casa Batlló. Pon el volumen, Andrew.
Bueno.
Okay, guys, stay there because
It's gonna take us 5 to 7 minutes.
yes,
But
Andrew,
we're going to
as
see
fast as you can.
We're going to see a Sunday afternoon in Barcelona in August, which is not the busiest month in the year.
What? Rahul,
Wow!
thank you so much for the
Thank you
tip,
so
guys.
We're so happy. So
Lo quiero decir en castellano.
Sí, adelante.
Para todos los que están en Argentina, en España y todos los de Latinoamérica y bueno, todo aquel que hable español, si nos quieren ayudar con una propina, aunque sea de €1 a 1.000.000, cualquier cosa que puedan en el medio, nos pueden ayudar a través de PayPal, hola@picapic.es. Nos super ayudan porque estamos sin trabajo. Gracias.
Bueno, vamos cruzando. Ahora está Barcelona bastante tranquila, un domingo por la tarde. Y vamos viendo igual por la ventana. ¿Podemos enseñar un
Sí,
poco
claro.
lo que se ve por la ciudad?
Sí.
¿Sí? You will see.
Hasta Paseo de Gracia.
Y bajas por Paseo de Gracia, podrás girar por allí. Porque si no puedes bajar por Pau Claris y girar por Aragón.
Vale.
¿Sí? Pues what we have here is the expansion of the city.
Yeah, the
And-
modern city.
And modern
The
for us is
Eixample
from
neighborhood.
end of the 18th century. Remember, Barcelona is a city which has 2,000 years of history, so that's like the day before yesterday. And we have always these chambered corners. Tenemos siempre lo que en
sí.
España llamamos chaflanes, que es como que está cortada.
See, I don't know
la
if you pay
calle, la
attention.
esquina. Yeah, you will see chambered corners now when the and this is because this way we have some breeze and we have like an open square at every crossing. Tenemos brisa en verano que nos agobiamos mucho con el bochorno que hace en
A
Barcelona.
ver si cuando
morirse.
comience a andar en el coche le veamos. Están abiertas.
En otras tenemos terrazas. We have it's the perfect place to park a car, to have terraces for beers, and you will see lots of lots of cars parked.
Cars parking.
So this is how modern Barcelona looks like. Así es como se ve la Barcelona moderna. El otro día Valeria estuvo en el barrio gótico con otro mundo,
Nada que ver.
absolutamente
Las
diferente.
callecitas súper pequeñas, todas así como laberínticas, nada que ver.
The old town is a complete
It's
different
like a
world.
maze.
It's
the
a
old
maze
town.
of streets
You need
where
Google
you can
Maps
get lost.
or you will get super lost in the old city of Barcelona.
So Valerie, what do you like about this part in town where you live?
Well, I love my neighborhood because this is you can say everyone says, oh, but you're very close to Sagrada Familia, so you have a lot of tourists in your neighborhood. No, actually, no tourists. It's a super local vibe, and I really like it. We have a lot of restaurants, supermarkets, the metro, the bus. It's perfect, and the prices in Sagrada Familia, the renting prices are like really okay. Maybe you can think that Sagrada Familia is there, so they should be expensive.
Ahí con Travesera es donde murió Gaudí.
Oh yes, let me show you guys.
Our driver is
Hey.
telling us this is the crossing
Premium
where
driver.
Gaudí, the
Vaya un
architect,
poquito de
died. This is the crossing where Gaudí died in 1926. On a day of June of 1926, Valerie is going to tell you the story at the end from a beautiful rooftop
yes.
terrace where we're going to finish.
Aquí murió
One of
Gaudí,
the house
chicos.
aquí murió Gaudí
En
en una
esta
noche
esquina.
de junio. Bueno,
Gaudí
murió en
died,
junio, pero aquí tuvo un percance que le llevó a la muerte.
que ya lo vamos.
Vamos a saberlo al final de la visita.
Tenemos una sorpresa espectacular para el final de tour. We have an amazing surprise at the very end of this tour. What neighborhood was that? This is Eixample.
This is Eixample, en
Neighborhood.
castellano Ensanche, in
Thank you for the tip. Woo!
in English we call it expansion, but you just write it, you spell it like example with an I between the E and the X, and it's the expansion beyond the walls of the city. Se trata del ensanche de la ciudad en el siglo XIX, principios del XX, dejando atrás la ciudad amurallada, la ciudad romana y medieval de Barcelona.
Yes. In English, when we were the last time, the other tour, it was the old city, and this is what we call the modern city with super big streets. We have buses, metro, everything here. So, where are we? What time is it?
We have 4 or 5 streets, and we're gonna be stopping to take in the facades of 2 houses. I'm gonna tell you the names right now. One is called Casa Batlló, please. I know it's
Thank you,
difficult.
Carmel, for
it's,
the tip.
it's Catalan. People might say Casa Batlló, Casa Batlló. Well, Casa Batlló, Casa means house,
How
so
do
it
you
was
pronounce it?
in Catalan Batlló.
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 Casa Batlló. And then we're going to go to Casa Milà. So the house Batlló, the house Milà, we should say the Villa Batlló, the Villa Milà. These rich families commissioned Gaudí to redesign or build from scratch their houses so that they would just live
close?
a beautiful, beautiful life in this new part in town.
Casa Milá, also known as La Pedrera.
La Pedrera,
Okay.
which in English means
Can you
stone
tell me-
quarry.
I'm moving to Barcelona in October. Hey, we should
Wow.
get together for the vermouth. So, have any of you already visited Barcelona or you were about to visit the city? Let me know. En español también, ¿quiénes han estado en Barcelona o quiénes van a venir? Clara, esperando volver. Ah, Clara, she had been with me in a photo shoot tour.
Hola, Clara.
Yes, Clara. Muy bien. So, guys,
And 3 more.
yes, Carmel, yo, Viviana.
Es Pau Claris. Pues ahora aquí sí nos
Por el
puedes
lateral no se
dejar.
puede subir, ¿no? Ahora. Sí.
¿No se puede ir por el lateral?
¿Qué vais a hacer? ¿Vais a...
Nos acercamos un momento a casa
Ah,
Batlló.
Carmel, you
¿Os
did with
esperamos en la
Capi.
calle nosotros o...?
No,
¿Dónde
no
está?
puedes esperar. Vamos a hablar 10 minutos. ¿Puedes poner balizas? Aquí adentro, aquí arriba no se puede.
Lo que vaya mejor. We
Here
just
we
need
are.
1 minute and we organize ourselves.
Paséis de
Nosotros
gracia.
vamos a ir vamos a
A ver,
cruzar.
si no me,
por ahí.
a ver si no me echan de aquí la policía.
Ok.
Vale,
Ok,
perfecto.
we go.
Vamos. Hasta.
Sí, yo le-
¿Está cerrado?
Ah, we can get out.
¿El seguro?
Ábrele por detrás.
Vale.
Ah,
We're about to
we
get
can
out.
get
Thank
out.
you.
Okay,
Vamos.
here we are.
There we are.
Jeff, I will answer your question in 5 minutes. 1 second.
Casa Batlló.
Over there. We
There.
should cross.
Let's cross. Vamos a cruzar para ver Casa Batlló. Ok.
From there? No, from here.
Ahora ya lo podemos hacer.
¿Quieres cruzar? No. All right. Aquí. Aquí. ¡Tarán!
So, there we are. Casa Batlló is this house you see here. Esta es Casa Batlló, la familia de la Casa Batlló. And I would like to tell you in just hello, Vishal from Toronto. I would just like to tell you that this is a really, really whimsical facade. It's like a fairy tale. And we're gonna get closer in a second, but just
we
really
are?
quick. Yeah, but
Okay.
no. Okay, let's go.
Go. Come on, you can talk.
So, yeah, this is Casa Batlló. It was not built from scratch by Gaudi. It was a redesign, 1904 till 1906, 2 years, and he changed the whole house, especially the facade, which is one of the most important features of the house. Entre 1904 y 1906, Gaudí rediseñó esta casa y la convirtió en lo que es hoy en día una de las casas más apreciadas por la gente de Barcelona. So, I always feel, would you live in a house like this, Valerie?
Of course. If
Yeah,
it is for
you would
free.
love it. Well, this is a house that when people started to see it in Barcelona in 1906, they thought Gaudí, the architect, was crazy because they didn't understand how was it possible
He was.
that we had what they thought at the beginning. Look at the balconies. They thought maybe he was thinking about carnival. We have masks. We have what looks like confetti on the walls.
Oh,
And if
yes.
you look all the way up, we have, yes, there you go. We have this rooftop which reminded them of the hat of a harlequin. So they thought, carnival, the story is connected, watch out. The story is connected with a legend. The legend of Saint George slaying the dragon. Saint George is the patron saint of many countries and many cities around the world. If you look at the flag of England, this red cross on a
Somebody
white
from
background,
England, from the UK.
that is the cross of Saint George. So in Catalonia, he's our patron saint, and we have this beautiful legend where we say that he saved a princess at the time she was about to be swallowed by a dragon. The legend is actually a bit longer. It says that once upon a time, there were in medieval times, there was a dragon coming over, and the king, to stop the dragon, to prevent him from destroying everything around and in town, he decided to have this clever idea. He said, look, we're gonna do something with your dragon. We're gonna start a lottery in town, and then every week we're gonna pick a name. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter if they are rich or poor, if they are a man or a woman, and every day we're gonna feed you. What do you think the dragon said? The dragon said, yes. And that lottery started until one day the name picked was the name of the princess. So what do you think the king did at the time?
He didn't want his child to be
Well,
eaten.
actually, I just think to be a medieval king, he thought about justice and democracy. He said, kid, it's your turn now. You need to just kill the
Really?
dragon. Yeah. You need to kill the dragon,
No.
or you're gonna sacrifice yourself for your people. So this is the story we are told, and only at the time the dragon was about to eat the princess, Saint George arrived, and with his lance he did, and he slayed the dragon. And we have this beautiful tradition. We say that from the blood of the dragon, a rose started to blossom. So Saint George took that rose, gave it to the princess, and as far as I know, he just left because it was a busy night. Yeah, he didn't stay.
I have a video about San Jordi if you want to
Yeah?
check it. This is our San Valentine's Day in April, 24th April.
Just in honor of that legend, every Saint George in town, that would be me, gives to every princess in our life, that would be Valerie, a rose. Yeah? We guys
And I
are
should give
supposed
him
to
a
get
book.
books. So just have a look really quick before
Okay,
we move
yes.
on. If you look at the facade, everything matches. If you look a bit farther down, here we have this idea of bones, and the floor. Somebody taking a picture of that floor. This floor, the family could
La
see
familia vivía.
and could be seen. They wanted to be seen. They wanted to be. They wanted people to see how rich and wealthy they were. So they wouldn't live in the penthouse like nowadays. They would live on the first floor to see how everything was going on in town. And that looks like an open mouth with teeth. Actually, if you see here, this would be like a nose.
Ah, es verdad.
And there you have one eye, there you have two eyes, so we start to see the creature with the bones. If you look at the masks again, these masks, they look like skulls, parecen calaveras.
De gente que se comió el dragón.
These were the people who were eaten by the dragon before the princess fought the dragon. And if we keep looking up, we get to that little balcony, which is the rose that's born from the rooftop, because it's kind of red. Maybe we will see a picture which shows it better, but this is red. And this is Saint George's sword slaying the dragon. So this is when Saint George slays the
Wow.
dragon, the
Lo voy a decir en
rose is
castellano muy
born
rápido.
from the blood.
Esto que vemos aquí, este balconcito súper chiquitito, esa sería como la rosa, ¿sí? Y esta es la espada de San Jordi,
De San Jorge,
San Jorge.
que
¿sí?
mata al dragón.
Exacto, y arriba las escamas, ¿no?
Y las escamas
del
son de
dragón.
color rojo, entonces representan la sangre. Y debajo tenemos las calaveras de la
Las
gente que fue
calaveras.
sacrificada. Y aquí abajo lo que tenemos es la boca del dragón y
Los
sus
dientes,
ojos y
los
los dientes,
ojos y
la
la
nariz,
nariz.
a punto de comerse a la princesa.
Oh, wow.
Toda la leyenda de San Jordi.
Amazing.
So this is really important. Esto es muy importante. Cuando Gaudí piensa en la arquitectura, él va más allá de la arquitectura. Él se fija en la religión, él se fija en la tradición y lo hace a través de la naturaleza. La naturaleza como una manera de conectar la arquitectura con Dios. When Gaudí thinks about architecture, this is very important. He wasn't an architect who would think about architecture for the sake of architecture. That's probably what makes the difference with him. He would just use architecture to tell us about tradition, to tell us about religion, to touch something higher. And that's what we keep seeing whenever we visit his buildings, which are a church which doesn't look like a church, a house which doesn't look like a house, and another house we will see now which doesn't look like a house. The symbolic of every building overweights the functional use, but he was a tremendously good engineer too.
It's so clear.
Okay, we're trying to do our best, and we're gonna start walking. Andres is waiting for us.
Look at Andres.
Andres waiting with the car. That's really nice of him.
There.
And we're going to just drive 1 minute to see
Yes, just 2 blocks.
the last masterpiece of Gaudí.
And we have a surprise for you there.
Casa Milá,
But we're
La
not going to
Padrera.
tell them.
Okay, you tell them.
Okay? No, I'm not.
You tell
I
them
just
when you
I
want.
just want you to see. Okay?
Okay.
The surprise is coming right now. Okay? So, gracias por las propinas. Thank you so much for all the tips. We really appreciate it since we are broken right now, no? Xavi, what do you
More or
have to
less,
say?
yeah, more or less.
So, yeah, thank you so much, guys.
That's-
Even
yeah.
from €1 is super helpful. And more as well. Okay.
And before we move on, this is the detail of the roof. Can you point it?
Yes, from here.
Yeah. So there you see a part is blue that reminds us of the sea, and
This is
these
the
are
roof.
like the scales of the dragon full of blood. because the dragon has been slayed by St. George. So there you see the symbolism. Aquí tenemos una parte del tejado que representa las escamas del dragón de color azul y esta parte aquí representa el dragón desangrándose. Aquí vemos el simbolismo y oímos el tráfico de Barcelona. Me calla Aragón. Vamos.
¡Vámonos! Para la gente que me pregunta dónde hospedarse cuando vengan a Barcelona, Eixample is in English, sorry. Okay, here we are. This is also much. Oh, thank you, Walter, Malter. Oh my God, thank you so much for the tip. Gracias, Walter. Quiero decirles que para los in English, I forget. If you want to visit Barcelona and you don't know where to stay, Plaza Catalunya, check the map in Google Maps. Plaza Catalunya is the heart of the city. So there you have
¿Os quedáis ahí?
everything. The old city of Barcelona is there, the Gothic, the Raval, El Born, which is really nice,
Por aquí había alguna
really nice as a touristic spot to see, but to stay. Now bars are closed, so I don't think you're going to hear any noise, but pay attention if they have elevator, if they have air conditioning. Try not to stay in Raval area because Raval is a little bit
It's a bit some people would say dodgy. I don't know. Raval is very multicultural. It's really an experience. Everyone chooses what they want, but maybe you want to stay at this area of Eixample, which is pretty local. There's a lot of locals there, so you will really feel the life of the city.
Yeah, so Eixample is also very close to Plaza Catalunya. It's actually very big. So Sagrada Familia is there. These houses that we are seeing, they are in Eixample neighborhood as well, and this is more modern. You can take the bus. There are a lot of restaurants, bars, etc. So I would really recommend you to stay Eixample, maybe Gracia. If you want a more bohemian neighborhood, it's a little bit up, but it's perfect. You have metro there. Just make sure you have a metro station in the nearby, and then no problem. Because, for example, if you go to Parkwell, if you go to Mondrick, those areas, there may be more cheaper,
All right.
but you don't have any metro station there. Okay, so here we are, and here we have a surprise.
Okay, we're about to get off.
¿Qué hacen?
Okay.
¿Se esperan o se van?
No, nos vamos a tomar algo por ahí.
Luego
Ah, bueno, te
hablamos.
encontramos.
Okay.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you to you. Enjoy.
Bye, Begonia. Thank you.
Ciao.
So, guys, Rambla is in the old city, close in between Gothic and Raval.
We're gonna stop on the other side
Okay.
for a second to take in the perspective. Vamos a tener una primera
¿Me dices la hora?
perspectiva de la fachada.
Vamos rápidamente.
7:40. ¿Cómo llevamos?
Perfecto.
¿Cuánto tiempo tenemos?
Wow, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Well, so this is Casa Milà. Casa Milà. Esta es Casa Milà. We were talking about Sagrada Familia 1881. God knows when we're gonna finish it. 1882, sorry, God knows when. Casa Baggio was a redesign in 1904, 1906, and this is the last work of Gaudí before dedicating the rest of his life to Sagrada Familia. He was
Wow.
in his maturity years, 1906, 1912.
Perfect. And I want to show some seats. We have Gaudí style in Passeig de Gracia, this beautiful, super wide
Everything
avenue.
is Art Nouveau, todo es modernista, Art Nouveau, en esta avenida de la ciudad, Paseo de Gracia.
This is where we find the most expensive shops, Louis Vuitton,
It's like our
Chanel.
Fifth Avenue, I would say. It's full of beautiful architecture. We're gonna go back to the facade because I
Okay.
want to tell you just something, and then the surprise might arrive.
Yeah. You want to
just
stay here?
from here, can you see me?
Yeah.
One of the interesting things to really understand this architecture we have in Barcelona, we call it modernism. In other countries, it was called Art Nouveau. It took some 20 years in town, and we had an array of architects just investing in this architecture. There was a part which was symbolic to try to differentiate themselves from other Spanish styles because there was a strong identity in Catalonia. And for Art Nouveau architects, it was
There's a
different
lot of
though.
noise here.
Yes, Gaudi was different though. Gaudi was different because for Gaudi, nature was not just something to decorate. It was not just something to for people to evade themselves, to just dream of a different world in these times of industrial revolution. The more he would grow up as an architect, the more he would become not just an Art Nouveau architect, but just Gaudi himself. All of a sudden, nature is not depicted and on the surface of the buildings, nature is in the core of the building. And this is what we see here. La naturaleza en el modernismo era muy importante, pero Gaudí, a medida que crece y a medida que evoluciona como arquitecto, deja de ser un arquitecto modernista para convertirse simplemente en Gaudí, porque la naturaleza no está dibujada para que las familias se vadan en sus apartamentos, sino que de la superficie la naturaleza pasa a ser simplemente el núcleo de la arquitectura. In just why does nature become the really essence of the buildings? Because nature for Gaudí was the connection between architecture and God. La naturaleza era la conexión entre la arquitectura y Dios. Dios creó la naturaleza, Gaudí se inspira en la naturaleza para crear su arquitectura. Ahí es donde encontramos el simbolismo.
Wow.
So, it's really quick. You will see here, we have these 4 diorama balconies, really important. Balcones de hierro forjado, really typical for Art Nouveau. They represent seaweed. And if you look, representan algas. And if you look at the structure, it looks like a dress.
Wow, Paola, thank you.
It looks like a dress.
You're amazing.
As if it was the dress of a lady. Gaudi thought this needed to be like a dress of a lady just playing with the wind. It represents at the same time the waves of the sea. So what Gaudi depicts here, it is not such a colorful facade as the other one. It's the movement of the waves of the sea with the seaweed coming along when it clashes with the rocks. It's the movement of the sea, the Mediterranean Sea. Lo que Gaudí representa aquí es el movimiento de las olas del mar cuando con las algas de los balcones choca contra las rocas en los movimientos del mar Mediterráneo. Es lo que representa.
Wow. Gracias, Argentina. ¿Cómo se están poniendo las pilas con las propinas? Me encanta.
So, where are we going now, Valerie? This is the surprise,
So,
isn't
I
it?
have a special surprise for you, but maybe from here.
Nature everywhere. Parece como si fueran pulpos, algas otra vez, naturaleza por todas partes. Increíble la puerta.
And this lady over here is waiting for us because we have a super special surprise for you travelers. Vamos.
Oh, we're going inside, Valerie?
Yes, you're going inside.
Tengo que tomar la altura, ¿les parece bien?
Oh,
Sí.
wow.
Perfecto.
Xavi.
Sí, 36,3.
Okay, we're good to go.
We're- Yes. So, 1 second, guys. I need to show her the tickets.
And in the meanwhile,
Oh, but they are here. How can I do this?
okay.
Okay.
okay, everyone is there.
Here
We're
we
ready
are.
to go.
Let's go. Gracias. So, we are inside and look at Xavi.
Yeah?
This is a special
That's
surprise
sweet.
we have for you.
And come inside.
Wait, I need to do this. Can you hold it? Because I need to... This. Wait.
So lo pongo aquí también. No, vale. The mobile phone is not gonna go through the machine. So, my back, Valerie is now coming behind. And hola, buena tarde. And this is esto es inaudito. Esta casa World Heritage. Look at the paintings, and it's empty. Now it's a museum. Ahora es un museo.
Let me show you guys. Look at this. Look at this roof. This is awesome.
This used to be all apartments for wealthy families in town.
And this is the inside. And we are so lucky because there's nobody here, just us. So, we need to go to the rooftop.
Are we gonna go?
¿Cómo vamos para arriba? ¿Para aquí? Ah, gracias.
Merci, merci.
Avísame cuando venga. Because we need to take the elevator. It may be cut. The connection, we may lose the connection, but just wait for us. 1 minute. We take the elevator because the surprise for you is up there. ¿Sí? En castellano. Esperen unos minutitos porque tenemos que coger el ascensor y se nos va a cortar. ¿Está? Ok.
Open. Then ready. Special surprise. Esta es la sorpresa. We are on the rooftop terrace of one of the most impressive buildings in Spain.
Guys, you're okay?
Do we have everyone, Valerie?
You're okay? We have you? We are back. Do you hear us? Everything is okay? We continue. ¿Nos
Okay.
escuchan? ¿Todo bien? Vale, ok. Pues aquí estamos, en el rooftop de La Pedrera. Tenemos el rooftop solo para nosotros. Bájate la mascarilla.
Sí. You are going to see, we have some steps here because once again this idea, we have a little kid behind us. Yeah, you will see that the whole structure of the rooftop is quite remarkable because we go up and down as if we were the sea. So we're gonna go up and down and we're gonna show you a bit of Barcelona.
Ok. We go. Oh, wow, look at this. What do we have here? Xavi, we need to go there.
We need to go.
We need to go there first.
We're gonna have a toast. Vamos a tener
We are
un
going to
brindis.
have a toast for all of you travelers. Thank you for staying here. Hola.
Entonces,
¿Van a querer una copa de cava o de agua?
Acá.
vamos a tener una copa de cava. Cava es el vino blanco espumoso tradicional de
Cava.
Cataluña, de
Do you
España.
know cava?
Cava is like champagne, but not French. Let's say it this. Let's put it this way. And this is very traditional from Catalonia. And we're gonna have a toast to thank you, to thank all of you for
staying
joining
here.
us, for helping us out with your tips, and just for having the chance to tell you about the beauty of Barcelona, which is what we really love to do. That's what we really like to do, isn't
Our
it?
love for Barcelona.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
Thank you.
so salud.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much, travelers, and we're going to show you the view from here. And we are having a toast for all of you. Brindamos por usted.
We're not saying
Gracias
goodbye
a todos.
yet.
Thank
And
No, we have more. We have more minutes.
let me know. But look from this house the views that the family used to have.
Let me show.
Familia
Wait.
que vivía
I
en
want
esta
to show you
casa.
something. Look where we are. We are in La Pedrera rooftop, and from here we can see Passeig de Gracia and all the houses. We cannot see actually Casa Batlló because it's a bit far away.
But we can see a hill which is called Montjuic on the other side,
Montjuic,
the
yes.
Jewish mountain, one of the borders
This
of the
is
city.
my glass of
And
cava.
not far away from there we have the Mediterranean Sea. On the other side, del otro lado, de aquí tenemos el mar y Montjuic, tenemos otras montañas.
Ven, vamos por
We
aquí.
have other hills. Barcelona was built 2,000 years ago. It had natural boundaries. Expanded beyond the Roman and medieval walls. We expanded and expanded before we reached the walls, the natural walls, the natural boundaries. The mountains that surround the city, the hills that surround the city. Nos expandimos, la expansión, el ensanche llegó hasta las colinas y montañas que rodean Barcelona. 2000 años de historia.
Oh, wow.
And
Ay, let me turn it.
is-
Let me.
Okay.
We have been running. We are so thirsty.
And thank you very much to our driver and Begoña as well. She was
Yes,
helping
Begoña and
us
Andres,
out.
thank you. So
Yeah.
let's show them the rest of the rooftop because
Very
there's
impressive.
something really
Are
impressive.
maybe we can do it like that.
Yeah.
Look now what we are seeing. Aquí, ¿no? Momentito. Can you see this? Once again, everything's symbolic on this rooftop. We have the steps telling us we are like navigating on the sea, and people say we have like warriors, or I like to think these are like chess pieces. Look, it looks like a chess piece, but this would be the king. And there you see all these.
This
Which is
for
the
the
story? You
people
want to
from
tell
the
them?
States, guys from the States, can you recognize this?
Oh, these guys here. Oh,
Yes,
these
guys
guys.
from the States, and actually all of you guys, if you love movies and if you love George Lucas
If you love
movies.
George Lucas, really easy. We are convinced that George Lucas came to Barcelona in the 1970s, I think, and he just took some inspiration from these chimneys to design Darth Vader. It is
Oh,
pretty much the
wow.
same. So these soldiers are actually the chimneys. Everything is functional and symbolic. Todo es funcional y simbólico. Tenemos chimeneas que representan soldados, guerreros. And then we have the queen over here, la reina del ajedrez. It's actually, I'm an actor too. This is actually like Hamlet. Parece Hamlet. Es un mundo simbólico. Once again, Gaudi transports us to a different reality full of dreams and nature so that we can experience the beauty of actually nature. Yeah, this is what he did. You might think now, and we're gonna keep going, Gaudí nos transportaba siempre a distintos paisajes y para intentar conectar con esta naturaleza que nos aproximaría a Dios. Aquí tenemos también lo que parece un tablero de ajedrez o la trama de Hamlet, la reina, el rey, fantasmas, soldados. And you might think Gaudi would maybe forget Sagrada Familia. He never forgot Sagrada Familia.
Never.
And this is the most important thing because we started with Sagrada Familia and we will think Sagrada Familia was at the center of his really the most important one, the one he was actually building for God. That was the one he cared the most about. So that was the reason why from every building he would to build La Pedrera, he would just let a perspective from
Oh, I want to see
could-
that.
we could let's see it.
Let's go.
Where he could just
I follow you. I follow
look and remind.
you. Guys,
Okay, it looks. There's a bit of a problem with the
This-
connection on the other side.
we cannot go to the other.
We
Building.
can try this way
Guys, do you?
because
There may be a problem in this rooftop. Half of it doesn't have connection.
so we're gonna just stay where we have connection, and here
We're
we
going
can,
to stay here.
we're gonna show you the effect of this spot. If you come this way, can you see on the other side, Valerie? Can you see
Oh,
it
right
between
there.
these soldiers and these mazes? And
Yeah.
oh, it's a bit small. Wait, here. Where is my
No,
phone?
we need to go.
A ver.
Let's see if we can from here.
Here, yes, here. Can you see? We have this arch, and behind this is how it works.
This is
Así
the
funciona.
eye of La
Sagrada.
Pedrera. Yeah, so from here he could see Sagrada Familia because it was the love of his life. No?
And that was it. And it really interesting because when he was really starting with Sagrada Familia, he would say, people from all of the world will come and see what we are building in town. What a faith of a man. He had this faith that one day, because during his life, he wouldn't really see too many donations coming. Sometimes he would need to stop the works and he would say, no problem, my boss has no rush. He was working for God, so he said no rush. And he had the faith one nations to finish it. And that is what we is happening. Now stop temporarily. We will be finishing probably in the next 50 years, I think. They were set to finish in 8 years, but
Yeah, why?
they go
Do you
really,
want to
really fast.
explain why in 2026?
Yes, they wanted the date to finish Sagrada Familia, la fecha para finalizar Sagrada Familia estaba marcada en 2026. It was 2026, and that
Yes.
was a symbolic date because with the 100th anniversary of his death.
Exactly.
And talking about his death, do you want to tell them what
Yeah,
happened to
sure.
him, Valeria?
Let me see if we can get a little bit closer and the connection
we go
doesn't
little
go.
by little.
So I want to
Yeah?
tell you.
Can you follow us? Yes?
Yes. Okay, guys, we cannot go forward if we go forward. The connection is
In front of us, Sagrada Familia. Around us, the city of Barcelona. I was asking you, can you tell them what happened to Gaudi? Because we're crossing this spot where something happened and Gaudi died in 1926. But
Yes.
how did he die? ¿Cómo murió Gaudi? ¿Qué le pasó?
Gaudi. Do you remember that when we were on the car, we saw a street, actually a corner where they say Gaudi died. But how did he die? He was by that time living in Sagrada Familia basement, okay? And they say Gaudi lost his mind by that time. So he was actually dressed like a homeless, okay, coming. So instead of going back, he went forward, and then another tram came. So he died in that corner of Barcelona, hit by a tram. So the thing is that anybody recognized him on the street. Anybody knew that man was Gaudi. So they took him to the public hospital in El Raval neighborhood, where all the people from Barcelona.
So, well, really quick, bye. We tell
Okay.
them, and then we're gonna finish here.
And we-
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us,
much.
for all your support, and we hope that you learned a lot. What happened to Gaudi is that when he died, people decided to just accompany his casket all along the streets of the old town where he had been living at the beginning of his life.
But after 3
Yeah.
days, when the priest went to say, to give the, how do
The
you
last
say?
word.
The last words, he recognized, it was the priest who recognized that man was Gaudi. Okay? So, yes.
They actually offered him to move to a hospital for the rich
Yes.
people. Gaudi said, if I need to die here, I will die just like the poor. And he died 3 days after. And those who had thought that Gaudi, hundreds and thousands of people decided to close the shops on that day in 1926. And they decided to cross in the heat of Barcelona's summer, to cross the streets of the old town that Gaudi had gotten to know as a young student of architecture, and Picasso too, the same old town, and Miro, if you know Miro, and the new town that he had helped to build. And they buried him as if he was a king. They buried him in the crypt of that church that would be finished more than 100 years after his death. In the crypt that had already been finished, the crypt of Sagrada Familia. Just an architect who became the symbol of a city with 2,000 years of history. And inside, now this man who put Barcelona on the map of architecture in Europe and in the world.
Yeah. ¿Quieres decir en castellano rápidamente?
Rápido, porque ya nos echan, están cerrando, aquí son las 8 de la tarde y ya cierra la casa. Gaudí fue atropellado por un tranvía. 3 días después del accidente, murió después de que un párroco, el párroco de Sagrada Familia, lo descubriera allí. Y lo que pasó es que le ofrecieron trasladarlo a un mejor hospital. Gaudí decidió morir, dijo que
Sí,
como
no,
los pobres.
como los
Y
pobres
luego
morimos acá.
cientos y miles de personas recorrieron en una procesión fúnebre la ciudad, el casco antiguo donde Gaudí estudió, y la ciudad nueva que ayudó a construir para enterrarlo como si fuera un rey. Lo enterraron en la cripta de la Sagrada Familia, porque Gaudí se
símbolo
convirtió en un símbolo de una ciudad con
Barcelona.
2000 años de historia.
Wow. Well, Ah, vale. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye,
See you in
travelers.
Barcelona.
The connection will be lost. Where is way out? Well, I want to,
Aquí
if
detrás.
we can.
Aquí detrás. Aquí detrás. Sagrada Familia.
There is Sagrada. Guys, you really need to come to Barcelona right now if you can. This is so empty. Thank you so much, Xavi. You are the best. You are
Nice to meet you.
awesome.
Ciao. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, travelers. Gracias. Bye bye.